Hey everyone, it's Pamela Ferguson. How are you doing? Lately we've been evaluating our finances, and so we were like, okay, well, how much do we need in an emergency fund? Like, how much do we need to set aside in an emergency fund? And you hear the common thread that you hear a lot is 3 to 6 months of income, more like your expenses. So it would include things like your housing, healthcare, obviously your food, your transportation, any debt that you're carrying, what else? Your utilities and any personal expenses that you may have. And those are the kinds of things that you need to adjust for. So it's not 3 to 6 months of how much you make, it's 3 to 6 months of those kinds of things to pay for those. And if you're thinking to yourself, how in the heck am I supposed to find 3 to 6 months extra income when I am just living paycheck to paycheck? If you find yourself in that position, so you're like, okay, 3 to 6 months, that's all well and good, but that's just not happening. So that's a problem. There's a couple things to consider and why it's so important to have a cushion like that. Why is it needed? In the past, there's been times when I've lost my job, when my husband lost his job, where we had a medical issue, a surprising medical issue that came up suddenly. So if you are in a field or a career that is prone, that has high layoffs, you definitely should have this cushion, this 3 to 6 month cushion. If you are retired even, because lots of things can happen and completely throw you off your game. Like if you normally have your retirement and your Social Security and then a car accident happens or something like that, not prepared for it. If you don't have consistent income, maybe you work 9 months out of the year and then you're off for a certain time, that's another reason. Or if you're in a certain career where you are finding that you don't have a lot of job security, then you definitely need to find a way to give that 3 to 6 month cushion. And it doesn't have to be big. You don't have to be like, well, I've got to put $1,000 away every month to be able to start saving for this. It doesn't have to be so huge. What if you saved $50 a month? If you're thinking, I can't even save $20 a month, that's fair. What if you could save $5 a month? What if there is a way to do something where you could save $50 a month? Would you do it? Would you sell something maybe? Would you take a second job? Would you start a new venture? What would you be willing to do to be prepared if something happened? Because most of the people out there do live paycheck to paycheck or direct deposit to direct deposit. That's just the nature of our world right now. And that's not good. That is not a good situation to be in. And I have to say that in some of those times that have happened to us over the years, we have been very lucky because I'm diligent about making sure that we do have an emergency fund. I'm always unsure how much I should have and what I should do with it, but I always try to build it up, even if it means putting $50 aside a month. And maybe it's not where I need to be. Maybe I've only got 150 saved, and then there's a job loss. But it's better than having nothing. So if there are people who love Dave Ramsey out there, which I am a fan of Dave Ramsey and a financial, I'm pretty conservative financially about paying things down and having debt. I'm like one of those people. And what Dave Ramsey always says is the best thing to do is to start a home-based business. So if you are one of those people who are like, no idea how I'm possibly going to save any money to have a cushion of 3 to 6 months. No clue. I'm barely paying my bills now. I don't have 2 coins to rub together, right? As the expression goes. What are you doing now to change that? What are you doing now to change that? That is a very valid question. And if your answer is, I'm not doing anything, or I don't know, something's going to come along, things will get better. Do you think that's a good answer? I'm here to tell you no. That's not a good answer. And that's not a better answer. You have to do something different. You know what? If you make $30,000 or $230,000, what you make is not as important as how much you save. So if you make $30,000 but you only spend $15,000, you're saving $15,000, versus if you make $230,000 and spend $230,000, which person's doing better? It's a no-brainer. So you need to make changes or adjustments, or a home-based business, or sell things, or not go out to dinner as much. There's lots. I mean, I could give you like a zillion ideas about ways to cut back, to try to find money to save stuff, or even earn money to start a home-based business. Some of them are as low as $40, $50 to start, and you can start making residual income. I know that's my business the way it is. You can start making residual income that you can use to build up your emergency fund. But the point is, if you are just kind of going with the flow, when something happens, a lot of you know that years ago now, right when after I had my first child, I was planning to go back to work, and first day back after maternity leave, they brought me into their office and said, hey, guess what? We've eliminated your job. So I didn't have any plan B, I didn't have any side hustle, I didn't have anything going on, we did not have the savings at the time, just had a baby. So I did not want to be in that position on so many levels again. So now I plan ahead. I think, okay, the first thing I need to do is set money aside, and then I can spend money, right? I have to put that aside first. So, if you're somebody who loves those lattes or those coffees, those $5 coffees every day, or even a couple times a week, think about it. If you have 3 a week, so that's $15 a week. So that's $60 a month. You've just put away $60 into your emergency fund. $60 is not going to save anything, right? But hopefully you'll keep building and building and building and building. And then the other thing too is that if I always like to plan for things. So for us, we love to vacation. We love to vacation and like to do as much as we possibly can. So every month, when I set aside our funds, I also set aside money for a vacation. Because when we decide what vacation we want to do or where we want to go, I'm already going to have a cushion of money that we're going to be able to use. Instead of like, oh yeah, well, I went out to eat, I went to the movies, and I did all these things a zillion times, and what have I got to show for it? Except for, no, wow, I've saved that money for 2 years, and now guess what? I'm going to go to Italy. Whatever it might be, wherever is important for you. But the point is that, this applies to everything. This applies to student loans. Many of you know, when I started my business, we had $200,000 in student loan debt. I've been in the business 5 years. Guess how much we have now? 0. Part of it is because I am very particular about carrying debt, and I don't like to do it, and I try to really focus on paying off the debt. But you know what we didn't do at first? We didn't go on vacation. We did not have really great cars. We didn't really go out to dinner too much. So making cutbacks for the long-term rewards. So if you are trying to gain a 3 to 6 month cushion, if you're somebody who likes to go out to dinner and throw down at the bar, eliminate one of those. Eliminate one a month, eliminate one a week. I don't know how often you go out. There are steps that you can take. If you have any questions about any of this, please let me know. I could talk about this stuff all day. And if you are curious about how I paid down all that debt, I would love to talk with you too. Or if you have any ideas for you or want to talk about the teens and how I continue to try to teach them about money, about putting things aside. I'm not a financial guru. I mean, yes, I do have a master's degree, an MBA, but I wasn't even a finance major. It's just something over time that I have picked up that I liked, and it's so important, especially if you are living from direct deposit to direct deposit, to teach our kids to not have to do that. Have a great day, and let's catch up soon. Thanks. Bye.